Somebody gives a speech, and then in court, somebody gives a speech, the music swells, the whole courtroom gets up and applauses, and you hear, and the judge is like, "Order! Order! Order! Sit down!" All right, now that Netflix have got all their movies about rapists and twerking 11-year-old girls out the way, they said, let's get serious. You know, let's go out and, actually put something out there that, maybe it might rub certain people the wrong way, but it ain't going to creep people the out or, endorse, sex slavery or anything like that. That must mean that it's Oscar season. And Netflix, the little company that just was out there slinging DVDs years ago. Yeah. They're actually Oscar contenders right now. Just like every major studio, they're out there trying to get theirs, putting their best foot forward and the best material and the best films out there with the best talent. And the one that everybody's talking about right now that might be a contender for that, especially since there ain't shit out there, is The Trial of the Chicago 7. This is backed up by a lot of talent in front of and behind the camera. Behind the camera is writer and now director Aaron Sorkin. And this is about the trial of 7 defendants charged with conspiracy to purposely cause riots during the 1968 Democratic National Convention. Y'all just out there exploiting all these riots out here, because that's what this is about. It's about these guys who they say they went out there, the conspiracy to start a riot, and, it's all about them going up against the police and the establishment, man. And people saying, damn, Netflix, you ain't got no shame. You're trying to get some money off these riots out here so everybody can say you're relevant. Well, this was actually supposed to be made back in 2007. Wow. By Steven Spielberg. It might be 13 years later, but some people say it could not be more timely right now. Let's go ahead and take a look at the trailer, and here's a little something, y'all. I will be the only one to do the review. I don't want anybody to think I'm hogging up time or anything. It was a little mix-up with the screener for Martin over here. He used to busy playing the video game, so he didn't want to watch it.
Playing a game today.
You playing games.
No, I wasn't.
Why don't you quit playing?
Why don't you grow up, Chris?
I was talking about Star Wars, Corey. Come on.
A real movie. But we'll,
I really was, actually.
well, if you guys don't mind me, actually, I know.
We don't mind.
If you don't mind me sitting up here, sharing my opinion with this.
Yeah.
Now, this is coming out in theaters this weekend because in order to qualify for an Oscar, you got to have some theatrical release.
Right.
But the big release for this, including streaming on Netflix, is going to be October 16th. So you can hear my opinion right now, and then later on down the line, we can see what you have to say. We can have a discussion about it.
Sure.
You okay with that?
I'm down with that.
All right. All right, then. Well, then you know what? Let's go ahead. Take a look at this trailer. Be nice if y'all could hear it, wouldn't it?
Or you could just you could do all the voicing yourself.
Yeah.
Oh, I could
Do your dub.
I can do Eddie Redmayne. I can do him well. Let me see here. Hello, everybody. I'm Eddie Redmayne. I need a cough drop if any of you have one.
We want to underscore again that we're coming to Chicago peacefully, but whether we're given permits or not, we're coming.
We're going to Chicago to protest.
Okay.
I'm sorry. That American accent sucks.
Wow. We're coming or not.
Yeah. Jesus
I'm
Christ.
debating in my head who's worse, Benedict Cumberbatch or him right now.
I know.
I'm trying to
We're coming. Whether you like it, I'm going to talk or not.
Christ.
So the object is to just speak completely from your nose.
That's not a good step forward.
I've had teeth implanted in my nostril to get my American accent down. God damn.
Well, Martin, at least you can hear me now.
It was either that voice or this one.
I'm not talking like I'm having a shit.
Vietnam War.
You're the first to suggest that I have discriminated against a black man.
Then let the record show that I'm the second.
Yeah. Honky white judge.
A black man.
I love they did that in Get Out too. What I'm supposed to tell my parents that I'm dating a Blackman. No one says black man. Blackman. They say like a last name, Blackman.
Right.
Corey Blackman.
It's like Chinaman.
When we walked in here this morning, they were chanting that the whole world is watching.
Open your eyes.
So what you have going on is that this is really a courtroom drama where you bring in these three factions of people, three different groups. You got the Students for a Democratic Society, the Youth International Group, or whatever they're called, and then you have the Black Panthers, all led by different people, all kind of having the same agenda, but just coming from it from different perspectives. But one thing is certain is that this is definitely a political trial from a president who wants to make a statement, wants to make a point, and use these people as an example. This starts out with a montage of Martin Luther King getting assassinated, Robert F. Kennedy getting assassinated, troops being sent off to Vietnam. You know, they're drafted and they're getting the news, freaking out. You have speeches and footage where they show, you know, people in Vietnam being bombed, and they're talking about how people in those huts with explosions, they were burned alive, and children, including children. And the whole time you're watching, it's like, God damn, this is entertaining. You know, through this whole thing where it's nothing but depressing images and reminders of history. Mm-hmm. It's like, wow, this is actually moving along pretty lively.
Okay.
Yeah, this is not bad. Mm-hmm. You know, because they have this upbeat music that's going with it. The editing is very, very good. And, you know, the thing is that you have the introduction of the organizers, man. They come in and their speeches and their dialogue is very peppy, very witty. And all of it is like, you know, even though they're showing you all this depressing stuff, this depressing history, it's like, man, this is already, I'm hooked.
Yeah.
Already, I'm pulled in.
Sorkin is always great at that. I mean, especially when it comes to dialogue. Like him and Tarantino, I think, are the best at really delivering dialogue. Thankfully, his dialogue just leads to a point.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Eventually.
Yeah.
So to hear that's great.
Aaron Sorkin, who is the director and the writer here, Aaron Sorkin's, he's known, almost legendary at this point for his dialogue. And I said, you know something? I'll give it to this right here. He knows how to make depressing fun. He knows how to make tragedy entertaining as hell. And that's just the beginning of the film. You know, you're going to hear a lot of words for this. You're going to hear relevant, important, Oscar-worthy. But mainly, as I saw it, it was entertainment. And that's a positive and a negative right here.
I was going to say.
Well, you know what? And it is entertaining. No, I mean, this thing is entertaining as fuck, man. I'm not going to lie. You know, this is like watching several great episodes of a television show.
Okay.
Except with, I got to give it to Netflix. They put some money into this. They know what they're trying to go for. It looks good. You know, it's the whole time. It's a 2-hour movie. You know, it's 2 hours 9 if you take the credits out of it. But it's a 2 hour 9-minute movie, and it went by. It flowed very well. You know, it's mainly a courtroom drama, and courtroom dramas are, look, man, those are something that people getting tired of anyway.
Sure,
people feel like they're on jury duty when they start watching movies about courtroom dramas.
Well, especially as more people go to court and go, wait, it's nothing like this.
No, man, people do not watch this movie and think it's gonna be like that when you go. It ain't gonna be shit like this, all right? You're gonna be sitting up there bored as man, where the snappy dialogue at? How come nobody yelling at the judge right now? Nobody does that.
You're out of order. Yeah. This whole court's out of order.
They ain't gonna be talking like this. Jack Nicholson ain't gonna be in there.
Juror number two. Let me see you in chambers.
No,
you got to go home.
No, it ain't gonna be like that, man. This is movie world. This is Aaron Sorkin's writing right here.
Yeah.
You know, this is Aaron Sorkin writing shit because Aaron Sorkin, that's what he does. Like, I mean, he's even said as much. I'm here to entertain.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not here to. Y'all saw Life. You can read about that in the news. I'm here to write a movie.
Right, when they're like, hey, that's not how it was with the Winklevoss twins. So,
no, yeah.
I don't give a shit.
Not at all. No, like,
did I spell their names right? I don't care.
Anybody who's ever met Mark Zuckerberg is like, man, how come you don't act like Lex Luthor? He's pumped everything up.
Yeah.
You know, everything is dramatic. Everything is funny. Everything, you know, everybody has the right thing to say at the right time. And what else makes it entertaining is that it is done with flashbacks. You know, they've broken up the courtroom drama to show you when somebody's giving a testimony or saying something, they go to some flashbacks to show you some things that how it might have really worked out, how it might have really went down, or they're just giving you more context to the story. But it's a huge cast. Really makes this entertaining is that it has dialogue where not one performance here is wasted. Not one. Now, you could be an actor. You might have 2 lines. If you do, those would be the most important 2 lines you've ever said in your life. No one here is wasted at all. You know, no one there. They always say, you know, in theater, there are no small parts. Bullshit. But here, it's true, man. Everybody, they even make the extras look like they got something going on. I was like, they had the jury, and they would sit up there the whole time, and they just had looks on their faces like they were acting their asses off, man.
Oh, I want to follow that guy.
Yeah, and they all.
What's his story?
And the thing is, you know, it's funny because they all look at the same time. Like somebody might say something, and the jury's looking at them, and then somebody else will say something like, "Yes, now you." You know, it's like, wow, okay, this is phony, man, but I'm into it. You know, it's a movie where you gotta listen. I imagine a lot of people probably want to be in on this project. It's a movie where you got cast in it. Let's say you're an actor, you got cast, and you saw that you were a lead character, and you were like, shit, well, you might as well go ahead and give me I'm in an Aaron Sorkin movie, and I got the lead. Give me the Oscar right now. And you start reading that script, and you're like, I ain't shit. Everybody's got something to say. Everybody's great. And then you walk in the room and you see who's cast. You're like, oh, but you. You know, you mean to tell me I'm great? I'm just a drop in the bucket. I'm just here for a paycheck now. Because everybody is good, man. You know, now I say everyone, but really the thing is, if you were cast as a protester, then you made the varsity team.
Gotcha.
Because if you go and look on the list and you're like, I'm a prosecutor. Shit. Attorney? No. You know, if you were cast as a protester, then you got all the meat, man. You got all the juicy parts here. They had the best lines, man. It's almost that's just how it was. It doesn't mean that the people who played the prosecutors are bad. You got Joseph Gordon-Levitt right here. He's a president-appointed attorney, Richard Schultz. He's hired to, pretty much just to go in and just pretty much make a mockery of justice to go after these guys. And he's not a person that you dislike. It's just, you like him. He's a person who's conflicted with his position. It's a good role. It's a great role, and Joseph Gordon-Levitt does it well, man. But I mean, when you go up against people like Abby Hoffman, if you know who Abby Hoffman is, man, and especially played by Sacha Baron Cohen.
Jesus, wow.
Yeah, hey, look, man, it's just that person's going to take the shine away from
That's funny.
me.
I saw something today that said that he was really nervous about his American accent in this.
He was good, man, and you know what? It's one. I mean, you heard it in the trailer. You didn't go like that's bullshit.
No.
Listen, as soon as he heard Eddie Redmayne was cast, I'm golden.
Hey, I got this.
Nah, man, but you got Abby Hoffman. If you don't know about him, he was the leader of the Youth International Party, and he's known as anywhere from an anarchist, an activist, an anti-establishment hero. The guy wrote a book, and he didn't even care about the profits. The name of his book was Still This Book, where he exposed a lot of stuff about the government, and the FBI, and everything. And his time as a protester, he talked about how murders were how accidental shootings and deaths were actually executions and murders. This guy right here, man. He's already larger than life. Mm-hmm. He's already the underdog too, as representing this film. So, he's a character who's always gonna have the best lines. He's always got jokes. And, since this is a movie where it's kind of tailored to root for him, he's always gonna have the best retort.
Do you have contempt for your government?
I'll tell you, Mr. Schultz, it's nothing compared to the contempt my government has for me. I've never been on trial for my thoughts before.
Aaron Sorkin's on the side. God damn, I'm brilliant. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
like if you're in court, you're like, no, come on, nobody's gonna have that kind of retort like that. Even Abby Hoffman at the time, I doubt that it went down like that.
Yeah, and his lawyer would have objected too.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a dumb question.
Yeah, exactly. I see you have your law degree, Martin. Martin Thomas Esquire.
My law and order degree.
Got his he has his Law and Order SUV.
Get out some of my initials. my pedigrees.
No, you know, these are, man, look, these lines are written to entertain. That's the thing. It probably did not go down like this. But between the dialogue and you're like these are dialogue. This is dialogue that's meant to make you root for certain characters. It's meant to vilify certain other characters. It's meant always for dramatic purposes, and also, you know, pulls you in because if you're like me, it's great to see someone like Sacha Baron Cohen out there doing more drama.
Yeah.
And not a bunch of silly shit. So
Not all that crazy shit, which he ain't gonna stop.
Oh yeah, that's his moneymaker, man.
Borat is talking about coming back.
Really?
So, yeah. Borat
It's been
sequel.
enough time. People have forgotten him.
You know what?
Apparently, yeah.
It's 2020. Any other time would have been like, nah, they gonna remember this shit. No, there's too many dumbasses out there right now.
true.
He knows it. But I like that he can go between just being silly and doing these crazy characters, and at times realize that he really is a talented guy and does serious dramatic roles like this because he is good. He is actually very good. In this, everyone gets their speech. Everyone gets their mad moment. You know, their angry moment. And usually it's directed to, that anger is directed to the judge here, played by Frank Langella, who's Judge Julius Hoffman, no relation to Abby Hoffman. And they even make a joke about that in the movie. But man, this is where things kind of get crazy now because again, this is a movie and things are written for certain emotional responses.
Sure.
And this fool is written like he's written like the straight man in a comedy.
Oh
yeah, he's like that high school teacher that strict high school teacher that all the students love to with.
The dean.
The dean at the college. Yeah. A lot of people were charged with contempt of court. A lot of people. So there's some truth to the drama that did happen. One of the judges here, he got like 4, 5, or 6 charges for contempt of court. Somebody had to be pulled out. And we'll talk about that in a little bit for contempt of court. So a lot of this stuff really did happen, but still you feel it, especially with him, man. Because, I mean, it was supposed to be drama, I think. I couldn't tell. It definitely was supposed to be funny sometimes, too, because they talked to everybody in the court. I mean, the moment it started, everybody came in with him. Everybody came in messing with him. And it was almost like vaudeville in a way because everybody had a joke writer. Everybody had a comeback ready for him. And Frank Langella, I got to give it to him. I mean, maybe he wasn't supposed to be funny in all the parts, but either way it goes, he was still great, man. He had my ass laughing. Every time somebody messed with him, his eyes were bugging, face was all tight. You know, he was doing that quiet talk to keep from yelling at people. You know, and every now and then he pulled them glasses off, looking all bug-eyed. Don't do that again. They did. I will say this about him, even though I'm making him look like he was comedy relief too. He really did have some intense scenes, and I don't have any to show you, but he had some intense scenes with Bobby Seale. Bobby Seale was founder of the Black Panther Party, and he's played by I don't know this guy's name.
Black Manta.
Yahya Abdul Mateen.
Black Manta, yes.
I thought you said Black Panther. I'm like, oh shit, did they cast him? Black Manta. You just say Black Manta.
Wait, we can move past that. We can call him Dr. Manhattan now.
Okay, we can.
That's right.
That.
That's right.
He got his
award.
degree. He's got his degree.
Yeah, he got an award.
He did, yeah.
Respect my name, hunky white man.
I will.
Nah, man. You know, he pushed the judge, man. There was so many, and the judge was tripping, man. Judge was like really, he really
Power tripping.
He was racist too. I mean, this was a mockery of justice right here, what he was doing. But Bobby Seale, played by Black Mantis here, he boy, he was the main one that got on his nerve. Like he was pushing him to say the N-word. He was pushing him, man. And the thing about it was, it's one of the most. It seems like one of the most outlandish scenes in the movie, but I went back and looked at some stuff, some history on this, and Bobby Seale really was very outspoken in court. He was supposed to get some legal representation. His lawyer was out with an injury, and so he's in court asking, "Can I represent myself?" And so they're saying, "No, you can't represent yourself, but you don't have a lawyer, so all you can do is just sit up here and take it, man." And so it's things like that. Even if this movie does feel a little bit exaggerated, you look at the details that they actually do put out there, and you appreciate them putting that history out there, because Bobby Seale, he was so mistreated in court that he had to just speak out loud for himself. And when he spoke too loud, they dragged his ass out of court and bound and gagged his ass. Jeez. That is a court sketch from 1969.
Wow.
And it's infuriating to see that, to know that really happened, So, just like biopics in Hollywood, man, you know that they're 50% bullshit, but it's not a historical loss, it still gets people interested. It still hopefully will get people interested in the history and to go and research it. Right. Because sometimes, some of the crazy parts of the movie where you say, well, that's obviously written for the screen. Sometimes those are the things that are true. And I appreciate the movie for putting that in there and doing that. Now, I know everybody's been sitting up here ragging on Eddie Redmayne, but he's actually really good in the movie. He's the leader of the Students for a Democratic Society, and he's looked upon as the good boy of the group. And that's why he's so good, because everybody else is out there. They're like, look, man, we don't care. We're going to sit up here and talk shit to this judge. We know that we are here for a political reason. We're not going to win. So let's just go ahead and make our voices heard. And he's the main one, like, guys, maybe we should, behave. I'm like, fuck. Shut the up.
We have to make a decision right now, a decision I just assumed we'd already made 4 months ago when trial prep began.
The trial shouldn't be about us.
I would love it if it wasn't about us, but it definitely
is. Sorry, I couldn't. Didn't mean to cut you off, Mr. Redmayne. Again, if you listen to it in clips and you already don't like Eddie Redmayne, or you've seen him in things you don't like, it's easy to criticize. But once you see him in the actual performance and the lines that he's given, he's actually really good in there. Okay. There's other people in here that they're starting to get some word of mouth, great word of mouth and some buzz from this. One of those is Jeremy Strong. One, he sounds like a cross between Tommy Chong and a Muppet.
Well, he looks like Tommy Chong.
He looks like Tommy Chong and a Muppet.
I did not recognize that as Jeremy Strong. Wow.
Yeah, it's him. And he sounds like Janice from the Muppets in a way. Sure, man. And he's good. Don't get me wrong. Like I said, everybody here is good. But I think for me, what threw me off was that they did give him some lines where he truly is the comedy relief sometimes. And that's fine. That's fine. It's just those lines, again, when you recognize, like, oh, you're supposed to be the comedy relief in these certain parts, then that's when you recognize the writing outside of the movie.
Okay. It's like his shtick, and you get tired of it.
Well, I didn't even get tired of it. It's just like, okay, at this moment, I get that this is intentionally right here written for a laugh.
Okay.
This doesn't even feel like the same movie almost, even though it's not terrible, But I think the person that really stood out to me, and I hope he gets attention for this, maybe because I haven't seen him play a role like this before, even though this guy's been around for a while. And if you see him in one movie, you probably wouldn't even know that he has the range to do what he's doing here. And that is Mark Rylance as attorney William Kunstler. I have to be careful how to say that. Kunstler. Mark Rylance is very good, man, and he's good in this role. I would never notice him from being in this and the Big Friendly Giant and also that other Spielberg movie, Bridges of Lies or whatever
Bridge
it was.
of Spies.
Bridge of Spies.
You're close.
Yeah, he's
I've seen him
so
in a few
good.
things. He's one of these actors that everybody loves and reveres.
He is so good, man.
Dunkirk, he's in that.
That's right. And at times you think like he's this feeble old guy, and then you see him in here and it's like, no, this guy's an actor. Shit, I think this guy's such an actor. I think that
he's probably been in stuff that you just didn't know it was him.
Well, I think he's one. Look up movies where people really had sex on camera. He's one of them. This is so entertaining that it starts to feel like a Hollywood movie. And that's just not a Hollywood movie, but almost like a parody of a Hollywood movie that is going for the Oscar. You know, there's lines in there where they even put the dramatic pause. So arrest me or shut the fuck up. You know, things like that, which it's not, again, not bad at all, but it's definitely noticeable.
Right.
You know, it's like, all right, you know.
Got the score playing in the background.
Man, they do that a lot. They do that a lot where the score comes in right at the right moment. There are moments that really do feel like somebody who would do a parody of a Hollywood movie.
Yeah.
There's a moment here where there's somebody somebody gives a speech, and then in court, somebody gives a speech, the music swells, the whole courtroom gets up and applauses, and you hear, and the judge is like, order! 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 Sit down! Order! And it goes on forever. Order! I want to rave about this film too, dude, and in a way I am, because it is good. It is good, man. It's
You said enough positive things.
Yeah, pretty
no,
positive.
it is.
Sold on it.
No, you people, if you watch this, even you're probably gonna think again, looking at it, this is some. You see the courtroom, you're gonna think, you know, an older actor, you're thinking this is gonna be a really dry period piece courtroom drama, and it's not like that, man. You know, like I said, great director, great writer, Aaron Sorkin. And this does what it is supposed to do. You know, it's supposed to pull you in, keep you really just at the whole time intrigued by everything that's going on, just pulled in by the performances. And in a way, just, you know, and even though it's a lot of harsh things going on, you know, I appreciate that it's not a movie that wants to just drive that home, how dark this is, you know, and whatnot. I'm not saying all movies need to like sugarcoat depressing things, but this is not that kind of movie. They know the personalities and the historical figures they were working with, so they try not to really go in and make it that heavy to qualify for an Oscar.
Yeah.
You know,
would you say it's on the level of Ford versus Ferrari?
I would say it's kind of more on the level of The Social Network.
Okay.
Aaron Sorkin came in and said, you know, with The Social Network, I've said this before, I'm not concerned with actually just telling you the truth the whole time. I'm making a movie, and I'm here to mostly entertain people.
Site got 2,200 hits within 2 hours.
1,000. Let's sue him in federal court.
I can't wait to stand over your shoulder and watch you write as a check.
You know, this is something where you didn't care about what the real story was. You were so into the movie itself. Yeah, like I said, who wants to see Mark Zuckerberg talk? I can tell you right now, no, he can't even fucking barbecue meat without looking boring. So you know, nobody wants to see that. I understand what they're doing. They're making a movie. You have to understand that. You go in here and it's almost like a musical. You go watch a musical, and a musical is nowhere near real life. People just bust out singing at any moment.
Right.
But you know the world that you're in. You know that you're watching a movie and you're into it. Now, the only thing I would say is that unlike The Social Network, this is even more Hollywood cliche than something like that. Because with The Social Network, tell you what the difference between this and The Social Network is that The Social Network was able to actually be given to a director who added his own real style to it. Sure. That didn't feel like it was so Hollywood. David Fincher made it feel like it was his thing. He made it feel kind of edgy, you know? Yeah. This does not. This is pretty much, and I say this in the best way. I don't mean it's going to sound bad the way I say it. This is pretty much generic Hollywood Oscar bait. Yeah. And
roasted.
Was that? Yeah.
You roasted it.
Yeah, but you know that doesn't mean that it's bad. I mean, it means that they, you know, it goes by the formula of Hollywood. Like I said, the swelling music, the dialogue at the right key moments and whatnot, the great performances. That doesn't always mean that it's bad. It's just very obvious. It's not. It doesn't always feel sincere. But you know, like I said, if you go in here knowing that this is not actual history, but you go in and maybe this piques your interest to go and look at the real history behind this, then fine, take it as a movie. And as a movie, it's very good. You know, so much talent working together in front of them, behind the camera, and they're all doing a great job. They're all top of their game. I can look past the phoniness of it. So yeah, I give this a low full price.
Okay.
I really enjoyed it. I don't have a problem if this gets nominated at the Oscars or anything. I'm not gonna be like, well, you know, it's just typical Oscar bait for Hollywood. I mean, whatever. Okay,
that says a lot. You've been stingy with the full prices lately.
Yeah, well, you got to earn that. Gotta earn that shit.
Do you think that? Cause
no, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Wait, you sound like somebody in court. Actually, do you think that?
I don't give a what you think.
All right.
Objection.
I was gonna say, because I know that he directed this. Do you think it's his script, but David Fincher, as a director, this would have been a little more grounded, not as Hollywoodish? I'm just saying, based on because you bring up Social Network and how that was superior to this, but it has Sorkin's writing.
That's a great question, man. And who's to know?
Yeah, that's true.
But I would say this. I mean, given what I see here, going back to what I said about the Social Network before, I do think that it might seem. Look, the studio's probably going to say we want an Oscar, so we want it kind of done this way. But he would still do something that would have, I think, more of his touch on it.
Sure. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Again, not to say that this is bad. I mean, Aaron Sorkin is one of the best at what he does. So I'm, and as a writer, to come in and direct this, the directing in this is excellent. So I guess I'm looking past the cliches of a Hollywood movie aiming for an Oscar and looking at the craftsmanship and saying, everything is great. And usually when you say craftsmanship, you're talking about the cinematography, which it is very good here. Usually talking about the technical things, but the craftsmanship on the actors too. Like I said, everybody is on top of their game here. Everybody is excellent. Everything is excellent here. So that's why I can't go like better than Sex or full price or a high full price, but a low full price. Looking past the obvious, what this is doing, it's still something that I think a lot of people are going to enjoy. And yes, it is very relevant to what's going on right now. Can't criticize it for that though, because this has been in the making for a long time. Sure.